The 5,000 for Kuboti.
So we cry to me ma 2K so for top breakfast, for to cocoa. Maybe ane papa Oscar.
Oh. Most of them after school are not able to go home with the stuff that they use on campus.
Ebi parking on campus no coffee.
Now, NY, let's get into with the lifestyle of it. Let me leave it for a while. I'll come back to it. Now, NY, share. How do people get to use the industry, the creative industry, in washing their
illegitimately acquired monies and all that?
Now it's very simple. They make you believe that they are okay. So one, in Colombia, most of these cartels went about setting up front companies. Now these front companies, how do they do that? They have registered businesses such as owning nightclubs, owning eateries, owning rental services. They are into event planning and other things. Now, after having these front companies, these companies are there, and you could see that they have these offices everywhere you go, and you keep asking, now how will be office you cry then come for so many also because there is another office here. It is to tell you that we are doing well
as a business. Now, beyond these front companies, they have these cartels. How do these cartels operate? Now, since there are front businesses like the record label and other things, of which with the record labels or the music companies, what they do is that they have an artist who may not necessarily be doing that well, but that artist is positioned as somebody who is doing well by pumping a lot of money behind his works. The artist will be everywhere. Sometimes you ask, why is this thing actually trending? Why is this thing out there? They want to make a statement that they are doing well. So, a typical example happened with the record label that I don't want to mention the name. They push like 40K records and it goes and they go trash it. Come back to tell the people, sold. 40K gone. Now, people there know very well that the records that were produced were never sold. But to make numbers, to make statement out there, they are telling us that it has been sold. Now, to the warehouse, they will bring it back to the warehouse and trash it. They will produce another 80 sold. Now they have sold 120K copies of a record, of which to them, they know very well that all that they are trying to make, the statement that they are making is to tell people that our artist is doing well. So we are earning ABCD amount of sales, but to them, nothing was sold. That is how, because how are they able to do this? Because if they are not able to get these people who are known to be the front images of which they use them to convince the public of what they are doing as legit, there will be too much questions to ask. So they use music. That is why music has become the thing, because it has a large market. Is that why at any time you're on any occasion you talk about somebody being involved in fraud, there is a musician connected to the person?
One of the largest revenue generating markets in the world. One of the largest revenue generating markets in the world.
Let me not catch you.
It's the entertainment industry.
Let me not catch you. You know, there's been reports about the arrest of Kofi Boat. And when you mention Kofi Boat, a number of people are mentioning Shatawale. Shatawale has been talking a lot, and yesterday he did a live where he says that Kofi Boat is not a scammer, and that is just one of those businesses gone wrong. That's what he's saying. Even though the American government is charging him for something else, Shatawale is saying Kofi Boat is not a scammer. I don't know if he will be called as a witness, but that's what he is saying. And that's simply because a lot of people are connecting him to Kofi Boat. So almost any time issues of fraud or some of these things are mentioned, you have a musician or a creative attached to these people because they are the ones who spend.
Anyway, do you know that having a foreign account in Ghana here requires that you provide document of proof of your source of income.
Exactly. And let me say this, I wanted to open an account with one of my banks, a foreign account, and then they asked that, I mean, why do I want a foreign account? I told them, listen, I do this kind of work, I'm paid in this amount, you know, in this currency. It's like, okay, but I mean, this same company at times can transfer it into a local currency. And I'm like, yes, but I also trade in dollars, so I would want to have that account so I can do dollars. Now they are requesting that I get a document from Google to confirm that yes, indeed,
they will be pushing the money to you.
But unfortunately, that individuals were able to go through it, so it means the banks are also.
So NY, we know that the music industry actually moves a lot of money, and that makes it vulnerable to criminal organizations that may be looking for opportunities to take advantage of its social recognition, because society actually hold musicians up high, those into movies up high, those into TikTok now. I mean, Moula would actually tag them as celebrities as well, and they are doing well, those in the new media and all that. So the social recognition, that is where these cartels, these criminal organizations want to take advantage of. So what they do to justify the amount of illicit money that they have is that they'll come behind you. That's why musicians are used. So we are not mentioning any name, but they will try to position you in a way that will make people feel that you're okay. Now, why do artists sometimes say monies that we know very well that no event organizer would actually pay you such an amount?
There's an artist who always say, me, I charge $1 million.
Nobody will pay you such an amount. And we know it is to position them well so that the cartel or the criminal organization beyond them can have the money siphoned through their account. Now, the event that we are talking about here, there is a way to wash the money into the system to make it legit. How do they do that?
I'm not saying anything, but I know Afro Nation came to Ghana, and you know, a lot of cash was moved. You know, a lot of cash had to be moved around.
So NY, the front companies, one of the main ways which the criminal, groups launder money is through the front companies. Just as I have mentioned, they own the nightclubs, they own the pubs, they own the eateries, they own the places where they believe that people need to spend. Now, NY, aside the front companies, like the music labels and other things, I want to talk about event planning. That is another area that these criminal organizations using laundering money into the system. Now, let's use Moula as an artist, as the face for this event. Let's get a venue. And this venue, we are selling bottles. A product like, a product Azu. Like the producers will tell you that they produce about 200 bottles in a year. But in Ghana here, somebody can buy about 30 one night. And Azu sells like maybe 12,000, like 15,000, like 20,000 per bottle. A bottle. And somebody buys 40 of them one night. The image we are trying to sell to you is that we have been able to sell 25,000 per bottle of 40 Azu in a night. So when we are bringing such an amount to the bank, it is legit. It was money made from the event organized, because we want a way to wash the money into the system.
And then more revealing secrets. Hey, move my industry go.
Engu. Want to me send 5,000 franc come obi so franc ko bo niti. Wo abra onya oge. Ama quite said the 77 boys and more, bra. So now, according to Infolat Academy, there is a review which was actually something that they know how these nightclubs and other things go about invoicing. So when somebody buys ABC, the one at the counter, they have two ways of invoicing. In these
those who have those
criminal organizations, they go like, and Sunny is saying, they say 5 cedis. No, we sell at 500 per bottle. So when people buy 10 of them, to the people who actually deals with these companies. They'll come and get paid for the 10 bottles, but the 10 bottles, as per their invoicing, is 500 per bottle, and that is how they're able to get these monies into the system. So they need events to do that. Hence, there are some events that you know very well. And why? When you see how much that they actually declare as profit after, you wonder and ask questions that, is it not the same event that I put up together? Mine was 2 times hit and better than what happened. But what happened with sales?
Maybe I want to. So you have 2 more minutes.
Event planning is another venture that they use, and they can only get the events out there better when they have these creatives in there
fronting them,
fronting it.